Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Is that it? That's all we got for All Man from you?
What?
Oh, shit.
What?
My bad. Keep going, man.
I'm barely getting started.
Oh,
I'm barely.
okay. Get started.
It's going to be a quick one. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh, done. Okay.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Man.
There we go. Out, man.
I'm out.
Podcast over.
Cool. Yeah.
Done. See ya. Bye. Shit,
right.
man. Back at it. Back for another one, man. Shit.
Yeah, I got to let off a little disclaimer.
Yes.
We do. Which camera is it?
You look at any camera you want.
Pick this one.
Yeah, you got the close up right there. You go.
We do this podcast in a residential area, which means there are residents around us. And here in the state of Arizona, they lifted some of the restrictions. And so, therefore, thereas, and there has been, and there is somebody conducting an immaculate party right on the same street.
No joke, dude. The biggest party is happening like literally 3 houses down, man.
And so, and whoever the drummer is,
Oh,
this motherfucker's calf muscle,
one side is this big.
and the other side is like this big. His left calf is about this big, and his right calf is about
This big.
oh man, that motherfucker is boom 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 boom. There was a point where it was all like just the instruments playing.
Right. Yeah.
And you could feel it coming.
Oh, I know you were like, you're like ready for it.
Ready for it. That motherfucker said, boom, 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 boom. He not even drumming no more. We not even drumming no more. He was holding the sticks up like this, just hitting the kick drum.
Just the kick drum edge. Boom, 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 boom.
Damn. This motherfucker, man.
No joke. There's got to be 70 people over there.
Oh, man.
All over each other.
The whole neighborhood, bro. Corona.
Corona is happening 3 doors down over there, man. Shit.
Yeah, Steve.
But I do have to say, man, businesses in Arizona, all the restrictions are lifted in the sense of everybody can be open now, right?
Right.
So fresh and so clean, man. Feels good.
So how did it go?
So,
like when you went?
I had to wear a mask.
Okay.
Dude cuts my hair, wears his mask.
Okay.
And he was wearing a shield.
Okay.
There was literally 5 people in the whole place.
Okay.
So I really liked the way they did it. We were at kind of towards the front of, there's, 8 chairs. There's 4 on here and,
Right.
We were the very first one. They were like 3. There was the other person that was cutting hair was like 3 down with another person. That's 4. Then the receptionist up front.
Okay.
That's it. That's all that was in there.
There was no so he had a face shield on.
He had a face shield on with a mask.
Okay.
Then I had to wear a mask. Now and then when he had to like cut around my ears and stuff, he undid it which was literally 2 minutes, just to cross the sides. Mm-hmm. And then, but I just held the mask on, over my face. And then he put it, and then I had to put it back on. But they washed my hair twice, first wash.
With gloves?
With gloves.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, did they change the gloves out?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, he cut my hair with like his actual hands, which were fine, because everybody had to Purell when, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I walked in the door, they went, in my hand, like immediately. It was like, you need. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm good with protocols, man.
Right.
Got that all, and then he washed my hair with gloves, but then he took off the gloves, put Purell on, cut my hair, washed, rinsed my hair with all the, little hair fibers and shit. And then cool though, man. Like I don't know, man. It didn't freak me out one bit. Like just because it wasn't packed, man, it was like they did it right. They spaced out, even when I left, there was nobody waiting. There was nobody in the waiting room.
Right.
So however they spaced out the time, I remember him saying that they gave an extra like 15, 20 minutes between each cut.
Appointment. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that way people weren't really running into each other.
Gotcha.
When I walked in, there was an elderly person in there, like super elderly.
Oh, okay.
Really taking their time,
yeah.
trying to figure out what card to use, how to use the machine, and stuff like that. So I think that just kind of real quick ran in, but I had to fill out a questionnaire too, man, of like, do you feel sick? Have you had a fever? Have you had a cough? Had you, like they made you like
they didn't make you take your temperature when you walked in?
They did not, no. Okay. But they made me sign a piece of paper saying that I was good to go, basically, and I
almost
didn't
like
have,
a waiver. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like so. Basically, you can't sue them, I guess.
Right.
For if you did come down with it,
right.
They'd be like, you didn't get it here,
right?
Or whatever they would say. But experiences was fine, man. Like I had no issue with it. Wasn't, like I said, man, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't, how they did it was perfect. Like I think they staged it just right. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, what's your opinion on, just where we're at right now
in AZ?
In AZ, everything. Oh, well, what's your opinion both ways? What's your opinion here and for other places as far as opening back up?
Man.
Because obviously you went to get a cut, so you were like, okay, well, shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, in my opinion, I'm fine with it. Like,
you're fine with places opening back up,
right? But we've had this discussion before,
right?
Now, what's going on across the street, I don't think should be happening whatsoever, right? Like, literally 70 people in.
Well, it seems like it, but it's probably like 30, 40. But I mean, still.
I mean, man, there was a lot of people walking.
There was a ton of people.
And cars still pulling up. You know what I'm saying?
There was cars still pulling up.
So
thought it was my house. I was like, no, that way. Not that way, homie.
I think it's cool, man. I don't personally have a problem with opening back up. I think if proper things are in place.
Well, what do you think about restaurants opening back up for dine-in?
Yeah, I mean,
because a barbershop, you can really control because there's not going to be a shit ton of people in a barbershop. Like most of the time, you go to a barbershop, and I haven't had this issue for years, right. So I'm speaking from past experience here. But most of the time, you go to a barbershop, and it's like either you have an appointment or if you're a walk-in, they give you like a waiting time, and most of the time it's like 30, 45 minutes.
Right.
And you either sit in a chair or most of the time you come back. You know what I mean? You walk, go get a drink, go grab something to eat, and come back.
Right.
But in a restaurant, like dine-in restaurants are made for a lot of people to sit down and enjoy themselves.
I think if it's done properly, I have no problem with it. I have no issue with it. So there's this I know we've had this discussion a few times, and I think even more so, we should have had the cameras rolling actually, because we were actually sitting right here.
Yeah, we were talking.
And we were talking for at least 20 minutes before we turned everything on and started rolling. But I think there's two things I can't stand about this whole thing. First of all, is the extreme, absolute fear. Crazy, everybody's going to die. And then down here where they think it's a hoax, nothing's happening, everything is fake.
Right.
There's to me there's a happy median here where everybody seems to overshoot, and it's like,
right,
I'm fine with the economy kind of coming back and slowly, first of all, the coronavirus, it ain't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I think if you take the proper precautions of keeping people as safe as possible,
right.
And this is for me in particular, personally. I'm single. I have nobody around. It doesn't affect me in the sense of like, I'm more cautious about other people than I am about myself. Like, I care about myself, but I don't really care. Does that make sense? Like, cool, man. Like, I don't mind wearing a mask going shopping or going to the barber shop or, going wherever, now there's things that I still am like, I don't know, like a movie theater is still kind of weird.
I think
but,
even
I don't
for
know.
me,
I don't want to be afraid of it though,
weird
either.
for me.
Yeah. I mean,
because if here's the thing, like, so there's regulations and guidelines, but there's like this. A lot of the stipulation is parties of 10, like no more than a party of 10, right? And so if you got 10 here, and then now again, I'm an essential worker, so I'm around a lot of people every day, anyways. You know what I mean? And so my worry is already I have a different level of worry because I'm around people all day anyways.
Right.
So I don't want to be around people. Like, I don't want to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. I want to be home. You know what I mean? But even at that, like, I don't know if I could, because, you're letting 10 in here and then 10 in here and then 10, like, who's coming around to clean all these areas? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a barbershop to me, okay, and I know there's been talks about people, the protests, like protesting a haircut is dumb as fuck, for one. Let's just be honest. Protesting the right to have a haircut is dumb. But at the same time, getting a haircut, if we're able to open back up the economy by letting people get haircuts and, you know what I mean? And we can do it in a safe way.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
Right.
Because if you really think about it, that's a one-off deal. Boom. I cut your hair. We do everything safe. I sanitize. Clean. Next person. You sanitize, I sanitize. It's controllable.
Right.
We can control it.
Right.
But then you're talking about party, small party, groups of 10, right? In normal restaurant terms, you get a group of 10, you're like, oh shit, we got to put some tables together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know how comfortable I would be. That's just
right, and that's the thing. I think if you're not comfortable with it, or if anybody else isn't comfortable with it, don't go. Don't. I would say this: if you're not,
I think I go ahead.
Go ahead. It's you do it at your own risk, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but at your own risk and at the risk of look. I think,
but I mean, like I said, for myself personally, who am I? I'm around. The only person I'm really ever around is you.
No, I get that. I understand that. But
and then you're more prone to get me sick than anything else.
Very true. Very true. But I'm also thinking of it in the sense that, look, what I'm saying is, I don't mind us opening back up slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, the extremes have been close. Now, nigga, open up the fucking floodgates.
I'm with you.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We weren't prepared to open up the flood. And if you give somebody a crumb, they're going to take the cracker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you give somebody a crumb, they're going to take the cracker. So if you're telling businesses, which I understand, like, there's so many levels of this shit. If you're telling businesses that you guys can open back up and make money, of course, right? Most businesses would do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to be smart as consumers as well. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
We need to be smart as consumers and not have 100 fucking people flood a restaurant because, oh my God, I haven't had a cocktail in 4 weeks. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my whole point.
Right. I'll go back to this again, and it's I don't like the fear of this, and I don't like the non-believers of it either.
Right.
You know,
Right.
both extremes drive me absolutely freaking bonkers.
Yes.
So, there's a happy middle ground here that,
for sure,
you know, nobody ever seems to ever talk about, man. It's always one extreme or another. It's either we're all going to die or nothing's going to happen.
Right.
So.
Trust me, everything is okay.
Shit.
All right, man. Let's jump off the board, man. Let's dive right in.
I got nothing to dive in
what?
Today. Well, nothing, dude. So we just talking. I want to talk about. We did a podcast, man, a while ago called "The Future in Robots."
Oh shit.
We kind of going there. This is kind of bouncing a little bit off of that.
Okay. Man,
a little bit.
I was not prepared for this at all.
We're gonna
ride. We're gonna go.
I want to talk about technology. There's two main things I want to talk about.
Okay.
The advancement of technology, because I think the future. We are living in the future. You know what I'm saying? There are things that are coming in. So the first thing I'll start with, okay? So technology is, remember I talked about the computer chip?
Yes.
And, okay.
Yeah.
I know the name of it now.
Okay.
The name of it is Neuralink. Neuralink is a company that is funded by Elon Musk.
I think I heard of this. Go ahead.
So Neuralink is really fascinating, right? And it's also really scary. First of all, the interesting part of it is it's about the size of figure a quarter.
Okay.
Okay. And what they do is they cut your part of your skull. You know, they take the skin, peel it back, actually cut the skull open, put this, and it becomes part of your skull. And there's little, hair fibers that are electrodes that go into the brain that are broken in the brain. So what it is say you or somebody has a stroke, right?
Okay.
And it damages part of the brain. They could stick this in the brain, on the brain, and the little electrodes go in there. It's done by computer. Go in there and basically repair the damages that a stroke has done.
Okay.
It's freaking awesome, man. Like, so there was also, so the first step is for people that have major brain injury, right? To go in and repair.
Okay. Makes sense.
And that's why I said this technology, it's amazing. Like when you read up on it, it's fascinating, man. It's so cool, man. Like the things that they talk about, what they can do for the brain to repair these, electrons or, these little stems in your brain that are basically busted, go in and then it basically repair. It becomes a part of your brain.
Right.
In the sense of, so paraplegics who can't walk, this device can technically repair those parts of your spinal cord that attach to your brain and can make you, in theory, walk again. And I was reading comments, of people who were paraplegic and who couldn't walk, and it was really heartbreaking because it was, I can't wait. It was like, I can't wait for this technology, to actually come to pass, because man, brain injuries, we just don't, if they figure this out, man, it's game changer. It's total game changer. It can change Alzheimer's, dementia, which strokes.
We've talked about dementia in the past.
Right. And it, in theory, it can repair all those things in the brain. It can repair all those different things.
Okay, so let me ask you, can it repair it permanently or temporarily?
No, it's permanent.
So my question is, from what you've seen.
Yeah.
Once, let's say it repairs whatever it came to do. Let's say you don't want the chip anymore, right? And you take the chip out. Is everything still okay, or does the chip need to be there?
No, it's got to be in there. Yeah, because it becomes
part of the brain.
Think of like
it becomes like some of the
branches,
receptors.
Well, yeah, it becomes, say, picture, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. Picture a tree with a whole bunch of branches on it, right? Then that's your brain, right? And then something happens, like a lightning strike, right? And all the branches get blown off like a stroke would do, right? Gets whatever it does and damages part of the brain, right? Well, you could stick that, the Neuralink in that, wherever that part of the brain is, stick it in there, and then those little fibers that are connected to that computer chip go in and basically repair that part of the brain that can make you, when you have a stroke, things will get droopy on one side.
Right.
It can fix that. If you had slurred speech, it can fix that.
Okay.
They're even talking about eyesight. It can fix eyesight. That are, that would be attached to the brainal, the brain.
I'll keep
stuff.
my glasses, bro.
But I mean, I was like, this is actually kind of interesting though for people that are really, have severe brain injury. So it's super exciting for that part of it. Now it's Bluetooth connected. Here we go. Here's the scary part of it. Right? So who's to say, right, at a certain point, because people have brought this up with Neuralink, is you're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with your brain. Like, as far as, anybody can tell, no brain injury of any sort. But say you want to be a little bit more computer, you can totally stick this in your brain to be what we were talking about. Like, that's why I bring up the Future and Robot podcast, because it can literally do that, and it can interface with you, and you basically would not die technically. Like, what it can do is upload all this information, and it can be on like a computer,
Hell no. Hell no.
So let me ask you this though, like, something happened where you couldn't, all you can move,
cool.
You couldn't move your arms, you couldn't move your legs.
I'm good.
You don't want that computer chip in there?
I'm good, bro.
I don't know, man. I would say I might do that.
Are you fucking with me, or are you just
No. That I'm actually serious about. I wouldn't go as far as to say I want a computer chip in my brain so I could go, hey, Google.
There's a difference between putting a piece of metal so that you can physically move, right? Or having
Do you feel like it's too much of playing God?
I think it's playing all types of shit, and I think with compute, bro. Like the number one thing, and the last time we talked about this, bro, the ability to hack. The one thing with computers, and
yeah, the Bluetooth thing.
Bluetooth
scared me.
And but it starts with that. Then it goes to Wi-Fi, and then we're here right now, like in the era of click delivered, right?
Right.
Click find, Google, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify. I want it, I can get it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to send it, I can deliver it. Period.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I Amazon. Fucking I order it, I get it the next day. We're in the popcorn society with internet as it is. And we're talking about putting something artificial, right, into your brain, which when it comes to like dementia and it comes to paralysis, all those things are great, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's the risk? What's the risk? What are we willing to risk?
Well, I mean,
and connectivity is huge, bro. Like
you could, yeah, but you could make an argument.
Somebody can steal your identity right now. So what do you think they're going to be able to do with a fucking chip in your brain?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree that, you know, yeah, you're going to have a chip in your brain, but I think there's still going to be people that are going to choose to do this.
Of course.
Yeah. You know, and
well, I mean, it's just like we talked about earlier. It's like give people a crumb, they're going to take a cracker.
Right. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's a interesting, you know, it's an interesting proposition to think about. I mean, that's why I say it's a cool technology. I would love for this Neuralink to actually be non-Bluetooth active. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to go to a hospital to get it, you know. It's like a figure, like maybe like a pacemaker or something, like you know what I'm saying? It'd be something like that, like where it lasts for a certain amount of time, then it has to be, you know, updated. I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe because it's the brain
that it has to be.
You keep playing with dipping in there.
I mean, the brain is so fascinating and
so fragile
and so complex, and there's, you know, I was just like, man, it's crazy because, you know, they are planning on doing, you know, tests this year in 2020, you know, so human trial they're planning on doing. So I don't know, man. I think
so you would do it.
Well, I'm not saying 100%.
If you went to the doctor
mm-hmm.
and they said you have early signs of dementia,
yeah,
and we have something that can permanently cure your dementia,
mm-hmm.
but this something that we have is we're still in the early stages, and we've had some trials. And the trials have been successful. And what it is we're going to put a chip in your head.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put an electronic chip into your brain.
Right.
And it's going to retain all your memories. You forgot your keys. You're not going to forget your keys anymore. You're not going to forget you'll never have dementia. Right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I think it's worth thinking about. For me, I think it'd be worth thinking about.
This will be connected via Bluetooth, whatever, Wi-Fi, whatever.
Cool. Come hack my brain. See what's in it.
You're fucking nuts, bro.
No, I was serious though. Like,
you would do it?
Yeah, there's a part of me that it's a 50-50, dude. Really, it really, you know, man. I think about, like, you know, if you got in a bad car accident or something, man, and you couldn't walk again or couldn't move any part of your body, just neck up, man, I'd really think about doing it. I really would. It would really be something I'd really think about and be like, yep, I think I might want to do this.
You know what? There's somebody in my life that I'm gonna ask that question to.
What?
And I'm because that there's somebody in my life that I know and
Yeah.
And that I'm gonna ask that question.
Okay. Yeah, ask that and then do that, and then let's come back just real quick in the beginning of the next podcast. Because I'm really curious about
because that's
somebody who actually, because like I said, I was reading comments of this because I watched a presentation on it, which anybody can. You go to YouTube and just type in Neuralink, just like neurology, Neuralink, and there's a presentation on it. You get as much information you want on it. You go to their website. I kind of went on their website a little bit. But these people that are, had strokes and quadriplegic and, these illnesses, and they were like, I can't wait for this technology. So there are people lined up ready for this to be a real, be something that's approved by the FDA.
And I don't want to sound insensitive here. Okay.
You just wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah,
and I get that.
Me right now. Now I don't know. Now here's what I'll say is that I would personally, no matter what, be afraid to not afraid, but just I wouldn't be comfortable having potentially that amount of control over the thing that controls me.
Yeah, maybe when
the risk of that. Maybe. And I don't know, but at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't fault somebody. Again, I'm not trying to sound insensitive. I would understand why somebody would do it.
Right. But I mean, say you were in your 60s and you were getting, or you had a stroke. And they were like,
I'd be more inclined to do it now than I would in my 60s. The older I would be, the more I'd be like, I'm good. I didn't live my life.
Yeah, okay.
Now I would be more inclined to do it now with, if God forbid, if something happened, within the next 5 years and something crazy happened and they had this technology and it got in an accident, who knows? You know what I mean? Crazy shit happens every day. And I'd be more inclined to do it now because I have kids. I would want to be here for my kids.
You would want to see them grow up, graduate college.
30 years from now, it's like, you know what I mean? I've
lived my. I don't know, man.
Well, I'm just saying I would be less inclined to do it then than I would now, and I still kind of feel firm in my belief that I wouldn't want.
I mean, shoot, man.
I don't even like putting my credit card online, my nigga.
I get that. I mean, I get all the security. I don't know, man. I just think it's really a 50-50 thing for me. It's
this would be if you got a chip in your brain, bro, and somebody hacked that shit, bro. That shit would be funny as fuck.
Yeah, but then the thing is like what could they actually do? Just make it not work again?
Okay.
Or are they uploading
now
or
let's go back to
or
your
downloading
original
shit?
point.
Okay.
Your original point from the last time we talked about this,
yeah,
right? It's Bluetooth. Are you starting to download information, bro? How do you do that?
Right. Could you?
Bluetooth. I don't know. Could you?
You
in
theory you could, yes.
Or could information be fed to you?
Yeah, there you go.
So what if you
subliminal messages?
What if you, man?
But yeah, dude,
you're walking around hearing songs all day and shit, nigga. And
you're like, what the fuck song? Why am I hearing this song?
You singing songs. I mean, that shit already happens to me anyways. I ain't got no goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you, dude.
I'm walking around singing random songs anyways.
Yeah. I'm with you. Our
this
brains
only
work
puts
the same
in
way
some
that
fucking
way.
fucking crazy shit in your head. I don't know,
shit.
man. I'm cool.
I don't know,
bro.
man. Yeah, I just thought
good.
it was interesting, man. And I think it's too hard to call. I think it's something I think everybody would think about if something bad brain, related happened to you know.
Your whole point of like the pacemaker thing.
Don't what? Go ahead.
No. Because I just thought about it.
Okay.
I guarantee you when the pacemaker was thought of that people were afraid there's something going into my body that's not organic.
Right.
Right. And I understand I that fear would the same fears would be relevant, right? Pacemaker, Neuralink, right? The difference is that it's all about the connectivity. I have no opposition to the idea of having something that could be beneficial, some type of surgery that could be beneficial to neurological, basically cures, as far as dementia, paralysis, all of that, bro. Like, come on now. Like, we have family members who go through this shit,
right,
and have gone through this shit. I would be all the way for it. I have history of dementia in my family. It's well known,
right?
You know what I mean? I have not a fear, but almost an understanding that I could possibly get dementia.
Right. It could be passed down genetic. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would not be opposed to something like that. But my opposition to it is the connectivity of today's world and it basically being open, right, for somebody to damage.
Right.
Or to play with. And I'm not cool with that.
Right. But then on the flip side of that, the black market, dude, you go down to Mexico or something, South America somewhere and go get a Neuralink on the DL just to throw it in your brain, just to, because you want to think faster or whatever, then you have that stuff start happening and stuff too.
But damn, I mean, that's like everybody in the room's doing cocaine, so I'm gonna do cocaine too, nigga. Like,
can't beat them, join them. I'm playing, man. I'm just playing. Shit.
Put me a line down.
Anyways, yeah, man, I thought that was interesting. Next one I'm going to bring up, technology-based, is music. Now, I just heard of this one, man. This was really cool. They've been experimenting with this, and I did not know this, of concerts, but without speakers. Everything would be through, like...
They've been doing this.
So
this has already happened.
This is already happening.
This has happened on a major and minor scale.
Yes,
people have done this on both sides.
But they haven't done it in a wide, like a big, like arena type setting. They've done it like they said with a lot of people that are like on the side of the stage, maybe a couple on the front of the stage, but not on like a wide scale. I was listening to a band talk about it, and they were saying they would prefer to do that than to have all the speakers everywhere. Everything would be piped in through, and they said it actually sounds better. I can't remember what they called it, like hi-fi audio or something like that.
Dude, so I'm totally,
would be dope, dude.
One thing that you and I have talked about during this whole stay-at-home quarantine COVID thing is for every negative thing that blossoms and I wouldn't say blossoms. For every negative thing that we're faced with, great things blossom, right? And so one of the dope things we've talked about, the verses, go check out the Essentials.
Yes.
I talk about that on the Essentials. Go click that, Gray Space channel. And we talk about the versus battles. We've talked about people performing live concerts from their home, or you know what I mean. They just did, I think it's called Seek, CEEK. They just did, or they're doing like a comedy show where multiple comedians are performing from their home on Seek.com, right? So I love the whole idea of like almost like the drive-in concert. You know what I mean? I mean, fuck, it would be dope if you could just go in, drive in, and turn your fucking dial to 104.9.
But the thing is about the thing with the like the professional audio thing that they were talking about is getting that that sound. And I think technology, the way it's going, you know, and the way it is today, is how awesome it is to get like that full. See, and that's what bothers me about like some of the Instagram stuff. As dope as they are, right, and I've really enjoyed it.
I'm with you on that.
Is the audio, dude?
Yeah.
Audio's like listening to shit on your phone is just not fun,
bro. We just saw Nelly freeze up,
right? Or you know, even plugging in headphones. That's not what I'm talking. You know, right, you're getting like a full, basically, for lack of a better term, because I don't know the term, a 3D audio experience.
That'd be dope.
Where you hear all these, you know, whatever it is, you hear stereo, everything. Yes. Yeah. And that technology is here. And it's here. But it's expensive, you know. It won't be. But it is now, you know, but that technology is here and it's here, and that really excites me as a music fan.
Oh, me too.
Super excites me. Like, could you, I mean, you know, I know we're living in the COVID thing, but just think of like a room where everybody's kind of like to hear, like, and to see a live band, right? And then, but to have and to really hear it, because I know you don't go to a lot of concerts, but sometimes it's so loud that your ears get so fatigued by like your, you know, the band that you're going to go see, which is usually the third or fourth headline, you know,
right?
That's closing it out at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
Your ears are ringing. It could be uncomfortable at times, you know. But if you can have something that's controlled, that is not super loud, but it involves you with seeing, I think that's
I'm with it, bro.
That's absolutely amazing.
I'm with it,
and I know there's people out there going, "No, I want to hear that," you know. And trust me, I get the whole. There's one thing about concerts that the feeling of like the actual sound waves hitting you, right. That would be, I know, my complaint about it, but I could sacrifice that for a better audio experience, because trust me, man, I've been to shows and it's like the way sometimes they're mixed, not good.
Oh yeah.
You know, like somebody's going
the sound engineer.
Somebody went, let's just turn this bass up. Right. And you're like, no, dude, I got to hear everything. I don't want to just hear the bass.
Or the guitar player went, hey,
whatever.
Man, can I do my solo?
Yeah, turn that shit up all the way
all
the way. Yeah. You know, and like I said, man, your ears get fatigued, man, when shit's so loud, and you know, especially at certain frequencies, as we know, you know, will just really. I mean, really fuck with man, you know, if you mix something with headphones on for, you know, that's kind of loud, so you're trying to hear everything, you'll get fatigued, your ears, and then it eventually won't.
If you mix it on speakers too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that experience, and I love that technology. I would love to learn more. I wish I knew more about like what they were doing. You know,
I love it. I love the idea of it.
I think audio is coming, is really starting to come around. Like, you know, I think we have the processing power to really get this down. You know,
for sure,
and to really make it an experience.
But this is like again, like this is what I love about everything that's been going on. Is we've been figuring out ways to entertain each other.
Yeah.
And what we've learned is we can, like, it doesn't have to be so secluded. We can figure out a way where everybody can be involved somehow, some way.
Right.
You know, we talked about the movies. Fuck, if you want to sit at home and rent a movie and pay $20-$30 for the movie, cool. If you want to go to the theaters and maybe pay a little bit less and be around a bunch of people, cool. Like, but it's always been an exclusivity thing. It's always been, well, you got to go here to go get it. Why? That's fucking retarded.
Right.
If there's a way that we can create, and right now just create a safe place to be and a dope experience. Like if I can go and have a drive-through concert, that's fire. I can sit in my car.
Right.
I could throw my fucking headphones on and watch my favorite artist right there.
Yeah.
And listen to them. And then it almost becomes, to your point, becomes a personal experience. It's not, they're doing it with everybody. It's like, yo, they're singing, they're fucking rocking with me right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too, man. I just thought that was really super cool.
That is worth the chip in the brain.
So if you get the chip in the brain,
I get concerts anytime I want.
Yeah, and then
all I gotta do is this.
Hey,
I gotta pat my head like I got braids and this shit itchy. You change the channel, I'm good.
It's like clap on, clap off.
Yeah. Fuck the mention, man. I'll forget some shit, but if I can get free concerts on my channel,
right,
I'm good.
And then it sinks into your nerve.
Now if I'm paralyzed, somebody's gonna have to take my arm and. Somebody's going. Hey,
man,
shit, I'm totally joking. Total jokes.
Anyways, yeah, man. I just wanted to bring those up. Thought it'd be cool. So let's jump into our album review this week, man. The artist is Blakk.
Blakk
Soul. Take Your Time, if I remember correctly. Right? Take Your Time.
Dude, I'm so not prepared.
You're not prepared yet?
I'm normally like,
Take Your Time.
Take Your Time.
This is a neo soul.
Is it?
Album. Yeah, that's what it says.
That's what it says.
It says neo soul.
They lying out here. Take
Your Time. You go first.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna dive right in. Take Your Time. No, actually what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how this album was laid out. And this album is a conflict of interest.
Speak to me.
And the reason it's a conflict of interest is because there's 12 songs. And after song number 5, this album turns into a panty dropper.
Naughty album.
It turns into a baby maker.
Mm-hmm.
It turns into a baby daddy maker, baby mama maker, and a drama maker. Okay? So now we're going to dive into the tracks. Take Your Time.
Don't dive into the tracks yet.
Don't dive in?
Don't dive into the tracks yet.
No? You got something to say?
Oh, I got something to say about this album.
All right. I'm with that.
So, this album is really hard for me to get into. Was that what you were thinking I was going to say?
I already know. I told you I saw your face earlier, man. I knew. I already know the score. I know it. Trust me.
So let me say something. First of all, what I don't like about this album is, when you listen to it, song number 1 through 12, except for one in there that throws a wrench in the whole damn thing. But I'm not going to go down the road. But it sounds very similar through the whole thing for me.
Yes.
But if you take a song and I gave you just one track off of it, you would be like, dope.
Fire.
Nice.
Fire.
I love that song.
Fire.
But when you listen to this album and I'm like, what song am I on? I have no idea. They blend. It's like that he used.
Well,
for me personally,
okay.
I feel like he used 80 beats per minute. I feel like he used and did not stray from that. Personally. Now, I'm sure he did, but all I'm trying to say, man, is the blending it's not a good thing. To me, this is not a great project.
Not at all. Now, if you say great,
now,
no.
Because things can live on like I said, things can live on their own on this.
Yes.
But as a project, I just
it's
can't.
It's not a project at all.
I can't feel this project.
It's a bunch
then, like
of songs
you said,
on an album.
one half is something totally different from the other half, and then you have the one song in there that's basically the transition point.
Yeah,
in a sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I honestly, we could go track by track. I had to lay that out.
I mean, shit. Take your time.
Yeah.
Look, the first 5 songs are dope because there's a little bit of some play around there, and so Take Your Time is the first track. Act Out, dope, really West Coast track.
Mm-hmm.
Free, dope. Help, featuring Joel Ortiz, which is dope. Hurt People, my favorite song on the album. Mm-hmm. Basically saying that hurt people end up hurting people. Hurt people hurt people.
Right.
And then this is where it kind of is just like, okay, well, fuck it, we in it.
Right.
And then it goes Tasty. And if I just name off the track titles,
just think naughty.
You know what we talking
think
about.
Naughty.
Tasty, Tap Out, Wet, Rewind, Dangerous, Smoke and Chill, Lips. It's all smash from here on out. Okay? Okay,
Smash.
so do not play this around your This is straight up smacking music. And because he put all the smacking shit at the end of the album, it's all the same song.
It is. It's all. I mean, it just. I just don't like the all.
I'm ready for a score.
It's just all blending together. So.
I'm ready for a score whenever you are.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Go ahead, man.
6.5.
I'm right there with you, bro. 6.5. 6.5.
Yeah. Yeah. Go listen to it for yourself, man.
Look, if you smash in the night, okay? If they still do this, if they still play smashing music while you smashing, get this album. Start off with Tasty. Hopefully, you got some lasting power, and play the rest of the goddamn
you
album.
got lasting
If
power.
you got strokes
it.
on top of strokes, start with Tasty and run through the rest of the shit.
Man.
And you'll win.
Right. Yeah, man.
That's it.
That's
man.
it.
That's all I got.
I do want to bring up Tom Misch and Yusuf Days.
Okay.
So what's really funny, man, because I got really disinterested in this album, the Black Soul album. I went back and listened to Tom Misch and Yusuf Days. We didn't give a score. I'm going to give my score. You don't have to. It is a 9.5 for me. But you don't have to. I mean, if you haven't listened to it or whatever.
No, I literally just listened to it today.
Did you?
Funny. Yeah.
And I could tell you why I give it a 9.5 real quick if you want. It's close. It's really close to a 10. The only thing I would say that really just knocks at that 0.5 is I think you have to be kind of in the mood for this album.
I agree.
And that's really it. Like it's fantastic, but it's not something you throw on like The Burner and Be Real.
Right.
Like we gave it 10. You can vibe to
Right.
I feel like if you put that on at pretty much any given moment, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. And I think that's why it's a 10, and that's why this is a 0.5 less. This is because that is, if I'm not in the mood for this jazz alternative, then
I'm with that.
that's
I'm with
why
that. I agree with you. 100%, 9.5.
So
For sure, it's a dope album.
I mean, it's there, and it's an argument for a 10. But for me personally, 9.5. I just wanted to, because we did not give that album a score. So
No, we didn't.
if you guys were looking for that, it's gonna be buried at the end of this podcast. So now you got to go look for it.
Right. Buried.
It's buried.
I'm buried.
So yeah, man. What else you got? What else you got?
That's it, man. That's it.
That's it?
Oh yeah, you know what? Essentials. Just came out. Go check it out. This show, the Gray Space Podcast. What you heard coming up with Zekers. King's Table. We just released that. Coming out with a new episode this month. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Stay tuned and share.
Yes, please. Yeah, check our stuff out. Reach out to us. Leave some comments. Love you guys. Thanks for sticking with us. And, as always, man, stay positive. Stay safe.
Yeah. And as always, this is the Gray Space. Shh.